You are listening to Gettin Up on Sunday. Visit us at gettinup.com, and that's gettin-up.com. So right now I'm on the phone with two Canadian hip-hop artists, the first being Relic, who is a Toronto-based MC, producer, and audio engineer, and the second being Ghettosocks, who is a Halifax-based MC and producer. They're currently traveling across Canada as co-headliners of the Cabin Fever Tour. Relic, what prompted you guys to join forces and put this whole thing together?
Well, yeah, that's a really good question. Socks and I have known each other for a few years now, and sort of the circles of people that we work with sort of intersected a little while ago. And so we've sort of been, bumping into each other here and there and doing different events where we're sort of a part of things. And we actually did a tour back in February called the Golden Tour, which is supporting my latest release. And on that tour, we got to talking about the possibility of just the two of us rolling around and sort of, making things really easy for ourselves in terms of finances and in terms of planning and stuff like that. And we both agreed to handle the bookings sort of with each other and try and figure out how we can get this tour booked. And so that's basically how, we just decided to go at it and see what we could pull together, and dates started coming together. And before you know it, here we are back on the road again. And it's, I feel for Socks because I actually had a month and a half, 2 months off in between, but he's actually, he did the Golden Tour and then immediately went right into the States and did a whole another 30 days of touring through the States down to South by and back. And I had some time in the studio to get some work done and make a little bit of money so he could actually have enough to be back out on the road again. And then all of a sudden here we are. I went out to Halifax a few weeks ago and we started out there, and we've done a ton of dates. We got all the way out to Newfoundland, and this tour will take us as far as Vancouver. And our last date actually ends up in Moose Jaw. So
okay,
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Interesting. So Ghettosocks is with you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, cool. Ghettosocks, what? You've obviously toured across Canada, your fair share. How is this tour going so far?
It's good so far, man. Every night's a little bit different depending on where we're going, what night of the week it is. There's that sort of variable element to each show, but by and large, we're having a good time every night. The turnouts have been solid, and everybody who's come out has shown mad love, and we've gotten to build with a lot of new people and reconnect with a lot of homies that we've met up with in the past, so it's been real good.
Perfect. One thing I do hear a lot about touring in Canada in comparison to touring in the US or Europe is that it's actually quite hard to do it logistically, really. Is that something that you agree with personally, or do you have any horror stories yourself?
Yeah, no, that's a good point that you bring up, man. Touring Canada is, it's a beast of a different color. We're so spread out, and each city, you're lucky if you have a 2-hour drive between spots, right? Whereas in Europe, you can drive for a couple hours and be in a whole new country. So yeah, it's crazy. The same with the States, right? So yeah, logistically, it gets a little hairy at times. I haven't had any horror stories, fortunately. One time in Europe, we did a show in Tübingen, Germany, southern Germany, and we were driving around in a Jeep. And the next day, we went to hit the highway, and just as soon as we got to the intersection right before the highway, the Jeep died on us. So we lost the Jeep. We had to reconnect with the promoters of the festival. They were trying to get us on flights, buses, trains. Everything was way too expensive. What we ended up doing was ride sharing with a German military engineer, like a tank engineer. He drove us up to Dresden, and then eventually we went to Poland. But we were on the Autobahn doing 220 on the Autobahn, ripping, and I've never gone that fast in a car. And that was an experience. That was about as hairy as it got on the road, but we still managed to figure out a way to make it work.
I guess, the cliche is true. The show must go on. That's pretty cool, man. Just to wrap things up, I want to play one song from each one of you guys on the podcast. Relic, you released an EP called Golden back in October, I believe. What can you tell us about that project in a nutshell?
That was an interesting one, and there was a number of different factors that contributed to me doing that project. One of them was like it has been a year since my previous release of a record called Miles to Go, which actually incidentally just won the Independent Music Award, which I'm really happy about. So I was busy sort of continuing to try to promote that, but I was about to get on the road. I did a tour with Kyprios last November, which was another cross Canada joint, and I really wanted to have something new to give to people on that tour because I had been doing a number of tours in the previous year that was promoting the Miles to Go record. So I wanted to have something new for that. And with the way things go with SoundScan and the things that you need to do in order to get grants and stuff, it was really beneficial for me to put together a short project that I could just sort of keep myself relevant and keep myself in people's eyes. So there's a couple of tracks on there that are really there was one that was a bit experimental, which was like the title track, which I kind of veered away from my usual stuff. I had a bit of a different vibe. And there's another one on there called A Wink and a Nod that I did a video with Dan Jardine for, which I'm really happy with. It's so that you can find that on YouTube. It's called A Wink and a Nod. Yeah, overall, really happy with that project and still pushing that one. And upcoming, I'm working on a record that's entirely produced by Fresh Kills, which I'm excited about too. And I have another full-length record with my man Brother Soul. We have a group called The Extras. That record is done, and we're just figuring out the time to release that one too. So lots of good stuff stirring in the pot right now.
Sounds good, man. You keep him busy. And Ghettosocks, you released an album back in November. It's called For You, Pretty Things. What's the idea behind the cover art?
Well, basically, I like to have a little bit of playfulness and, bring people into my world, so to speak, in all my album art. In my 2009 release, Treat of the Day, there was sort of this ambiguous, pastry-looking thing on the cover, but when you opened it up, it revealed that it was just this monstrosity of a burger with like cupcakes and sushi and fries and
chicken wings
and all this stuff hanging out, just like this massive triple-decker, impossible to eat mockery of food. So like that's kind of what I did again here with FYPT. Was I had that sort of kind of deadpan, cold, like kind of like tongue-in-cheek, sexy girl, the sushi on her back, and then on the inside, it's kind of like the roles are reversed if you check the packaging on the inside. So it's kind of it puts the whole idea of like judging a book by its cover on its head, and just sort of just challenging the status quo really, and just doing something a little bit different.
It's brilliant.
Cool. I have to get my hands on one of the copies there. What song from the album would you like me to play for the listeners?
Off my record, you could play Human Sacrifice, aka Cats and Dogs. I think that would be a nice little joint to spice it up.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for doing the interview, and good luck with the rest of the tour, eh?
Absolutely, man. We'll see you tonight.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
See the kid get biz? Will somebody make some goddamn noise? Cats in the back with your girlfriends, what's up? Girls, rub on your kitties. Nah, I said rub on your kitties. It's Halifax finest. I have to rep science. If I want a Cadillac, I'll let Badillac sign us. Y'all know the name. Ghetto fucking socks, ain't a damn thing changed. She want a lock and chain, babe, I'm out of your range. I'll get brain from this dame and then I'm out in the rain. You doubt it, okay, we bout it out of the way. No doubt about it, yo, I'm out of it. Hey, where was I? Ah yes, she sees you as a challenger. Spitting heat out of your grill, try a silencer. Starts flipping out and gets dramatic in Attica. It's game over, time's up, Mayan calendar. Cleopatra, I don't want a war with ya, so hop into leotards, that uniform fits ya. Some girls are all about one thing, Morticia. Another thing, as soon as they tighten that drawstring, the next step is vying to cop rings. Then you lock it down despite what your mom thinks. You gotta keep them separated, ain't trying to have offspring.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human
Chill out,
sacrifice,
Winston. Chill out,
dogs and
baby.
cats living
Y'all, you wanna
together.
see the kid get biz? Will somebody make some goddamn noise? Cats in the back with your girlfriends, what's up? Girls, rub on your kitties. rub on your kitties. It's Halifax finest. I have to rep science. If I want a Cadillac, I let Badillac sign us. You probably thinking he's nuts. All they get is Mickey D's and a grip of these nuts. Probably have some conversation and a sip of the suds. As far as shacking up together forever, forever, ever. Come on, please, baby, you're killing my buzz. Hit the dance floor and move something, and lose the ultimatum talk unless you wanna see cool running. I'm down for trips to the zoo and boob touching, but ain't you heard the old saying, fools rushing? I guess not. She started off a sex pot, now she wanna put the kid to work like a sweatshop. That's what they do to guys. Boom, I'm unionized. Dudes don't choose to lay it down cause the phone is fine. Ladies too, trusting me with the facts, cause you don't wanna fight for custody of the cat. Keep your own space, that's the simplest choice. And if you're moving in together, then you're missing the point. Come on.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
I know my fellas know. I know my fellas know what I'm talking about at this point in time. You know the fucking deal. Bill Murray. You know how we do. Winston, what up? Egon. Dan Ack.
For a dog's toy.
A dog's toy?
Yes, that's
well, you don't know my dog.
A lot of
You obviously don't know my dog.
There's a pet store right downstairs. Why don't we go down?
A pet store down the stairs?
Yes.
What are you, a wizard, a genius? Why didn't you tell me that before? Thanks for your help, you stupid.
You are currently listening to Gettin Up on Sunday. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/gettinup.com. That's Gettin Up, DOTCOM.
What have I done? Who will I be? And what will I become? Questions I stress, checking for answers. I heard none. Submerged in emotional oceans that hopefully I'll emerge from. With these two eyes I see, trying to utilize my third one. I'm perched on a mountain of costly mistakes, and my reflection still doubts that I got what it takes. I flew away, holding my nest egg. I let it drop and I watched it break. I picture myself like a mugshot, gloves off at the bar, steadily taking shots to the face. To personal punishment, I succumb again. Super confused, so up in the way, I'm on the run again. A soft heart turned hard rock, trying to smooth it out, clean slate. No it's not, stress is heavy like a granite countertop. Too hot in the kitchen, cooking up plans for myself, and it don't stop. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract, it's made to break. It's just a promise with a wink and a nod. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract, it's made to break. It's just a promise with a wink and a nod. It's not safe. Short-sighted and I can't see straight. Short-sighted and I can't see straight. I'm short-sighted and I can't see. Circumstance took away my perfect chance, sharing my personal version of events of these mans I call homies, but most of them don't even really know me. So throw me out with the bathwater, baby. It's probably better if I walk lonely. You feel me? Like the pain, what a shame, no love, Moni. I wear this happy mask cause too many cats ask and wanna treat me like a Sony, trying to console me. I'm jaded and my memories faded, shaking what God told me. It's hard to put a pause in the promises, so honest when I spoke them, then I broke them. Devotion looked at me and said I'll soak him in a number 9 potion, but fidelity spoke to me through a door that I was uninclined to open. Shine tarnished, yet I'm harnessed to my grind, and I dropped the golden key that I was holding out. Freedom was a turn that I passed on the road to do me, and found self-loathing. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract, it's made to break. It's just a promise with a wink and a nod. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract, it's made to break. It's just a promise with a wink and a nod. It's not safe.